Live and stream. This is KSL News at 4.
We will not announce any new temples at this conference.
A new directive on the announcement of new temples since the passing of President Russell M. Nelson a week ago.
Thanks so much for joining us this Sunday afternoon. Now, the worldwide conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints just wrapping up a couple of minutes ago.
News Specialist Daniel Woodruff is covering the conference session and joins us now live from Temple Square. And Daniel, usually new temples are announced at the end of conference, not this time.
Yeah, big surprise certainly for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who attended conference here in Salt Lake City or listened to it. Just a few moments ago, President Dallin H. Oaks of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles was the final speaker at this conference, and he started his address by noting that the late president of the church, Russell M. Nelson, who died last weekend, had personally announced himself 200 temples, and he loved to do that typically at the end of General Conference. But President Oaks said while that's been the tradition, it's not happening this time, and he explained why.
With the large number of temples now in the very earliest phases of planning and construction, it is appropriate that we slow down the announcement of new temples. Therefore, with the approval of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, we will not announce any new temples at this conference. We will now move forward in providing the ordinances of the temple to members of the church throughout the world, including when and where to announce the construction of new temples.
So again, no new temples announced during this conference, but many are in the works throughout the world. The church actually gave me some numbers. 113 temples that have been announced are pending. Another 58 are under construction. And then a handful of temples are either under renovation or scheduled to be dedicated soon. Now, President Oaks, as the leading official of the church right now, the president of the Quorum of the 12, spent quite a bit of time talking to Latter-day Saints today. His address was focused on the faith's proclamation on the family and the principles surrounding that. We'll have more of what President Oaks said tonight on KSL 5 News. Dan, Ashley, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot. Daniel Woodruff live for us covering that conference weekend. Thank you.
Coming up.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Kristen. Well, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are preparing to honor President Russell M. Nelson during funeral services this week.
And tomorrow there will be a public viewing at the conference center from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. His funeral will be on Tuesday at noon, which you can watch right here on air or streaming on the free KSL Plus app and the KSL YouTube channel. General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has wrapped up.
Now, this weekend's event featured many messages of hope and faith and a surprise announcement at the end. News Specialist Daniel Woodruff has a story.
At the very end of General Conference, the man now leading the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints broke with what's become a tradition.
We will not announce any new temples at this conference.
President Dallin H. Oaks of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles noted that the late church president, Russell M. Nelson, personally announced 200 temples himself.
With the large number of temples now in the very earliest phases of planning and construction, it is appropriate that we slow down the announcement of new temples.
Outside the conference center, some disappointment, but also understanding.
It's definitely new. But at the end of the day, it's not our choice, right? It's God's plan, and we're going to see how it all turns out.
Maybe they'll use that time a little later for other announcements, and they took the time today to let him talk.
In his remarks, President Oaks focused on the family, noting falling birth and marriage rates in the United States.
The marriages and birth rates of our church members are much more positive, but they have also declined significantly. It is vital that Latter-day Saints do not lose their understanding of the purpose of marriage and the value of children.
This was a historic general conference as the entire two-day event was overseen by the Quorum of the 12 Apostles for the first time in nearly 3/4 of a century. That's because right now there is no first presidency after the death of President Russell M. Nelson.
That governing body is not expected to be reorganized until after President Nelson's funeral, which is on Tuesday.
It felt very touching just to know that we still have someone who can lead us and just be here with us, even though our president just passed. It was just nice to have someone who can still lead us and be there.
Daniel Woodruff, KSL 5 News.
Thanks a lot, Daniel. Well, we encourage you to use a free kit.